Flingza roller by many is a medium weight roller and believed by many to be the best of the roller class, which I have to say I have a little bit of a hard time agreeing with, but I mean, it's close. Yeah, this is anyway the tutorial, so let's talk about how it works. This is the horizontal flicks paint pattern, this is the vertical flicks paint pattern. We're not really using that for the paint much because there's not much application for this kind of paint in Salmon Run. Anyway, painting zones with this can be really annoying. Yeah, I should also say something about the ink consumption here. The horizontal flick takes, I believe, 6% of your ink tank. The vertical flick actually takes that 2%. Damage numbers, it's 200 for the horizontal flick max. Oh, it's actually not 100 min. But yeah, usually you are getting at least 100. Yeah, if you're like facing crowds of a lot of lessers, you can do this stuff when cohorts are among them. Yeah, you can just spam them down like that. No cohorts are among them. You can just roll. Knocking, one-shotting, not one-shotting, but one-hitting. Everything that is a Shama weaker. For cohorts, there are many different in a cohort. One is simply double H flick up close. Another is this, getting your roller stuck into them, horizontal flick. There's a third one, which is to approach with a vertical flick and then rolling. There might even be more creative and stupid and useless ones. Wall paint also looks like this, pretty normal roller stuff. Coverage is really sorry for that. These are the damage numbers, then steelheads. You're close enough with the vertical flick, you're one-shotting it. It's definitely a big part why many players prefer this roller over others. Over this vertical flick, it's rather immobile. The splat roller's vertical flick is a lot faster, so that thing definitely is better mobility. But the steelhead one cycle is still doable enough, but certainly a bit strict at times. Here it's just 3. If you are at range with a vertical flick, just in case, then just too close though. There's quite some range and the min damage on it is 150. Yeah, if it comes down to that, you can 2-hit with that. Most likely over 2 cycles instead of 1. Kinda not what you want, but if you have to, that option is there. That is really cool, I would say. There are situations where that comes into play for sure. Then 500 HP bosses. There are also multiple combos, but mostly depends on which one you're dealing with. If it's an ill, you can just like roll the tail period and you're gonna kill it pretty fast. Like with all other rollers and rushes. The scrappers. Preferred combo is this double horizontal flick and then roll. But something that is very much significant here is the range on this horizontal flick here is a few units shorter than on the splat roller. Means you do need to be a bit closer to get enough damage, but also not be too close so you don't get knocked back or hit or anything. Which would kinda mess up the combo. Spacing is tighter there. And for lids there is a nice different combo. What you first do is trigger it, of course, then you get out of it, and then you jump on top of it with the flick. Then after you do that vertical flick, you can do a horizontal flick to deal exactly 500 damage. Yeah, deal with that. Big shots, same with other rollers. Get ahead of them as they're walking towards you, then get your roller stuck on them. Or even if you just have it out before them, works as well in a similar fashion too. Just get stuck in them. That's why fish sticks, you can hit flag to a 3 flag with a vertical flick. However, soloing them is really annoying and Don't really wanna do that from the ground. If you're ever to solo them, then just paint up the stick and claim them. With horizontal flicks, that is much more consistent. If it's just about hitting a few of them or anything, then you can of course stay down and snipe them. Stingers, same as other rollers. Oh, nice map rotation, I didn't look at the clock. Yeah, you can just roll into them. And something that has just been discovered very recently. Oh, come on, take it again. You roll into them. In the first 4 parts, you're just gonna knock down like that usually. And for the last 3 parts, something that you need to do, pick up the camera for each of them, I believe. And then that will knock those out too. That's your fastest way to kill a stinger with a roller. You do not actually need any geometry for, or like map features for that. Like no wall, no slope, nothing, just flat ground. Always works. Yeah, if you do have a slope or high ground or wall or anything like that, you can also just roll normally and move or spin the roller around a bit. Yeah, it's really nice how the roller matchup in general is. The stinger matchup for rollers in general is better now in this game, being the old game. You would always rely on double putt stuff. Not anymore. The putting with the Flingza, I believe, was actually rather hard as well. Again, the horizontal flick is just smaller than with a roller. Smaller is the harder it gets. With a carbon, it used to be impossible. It's probably. I believe that covers this. So yeah, let's get to night waves. First up, rush, of course. Just wanna stand somewhere near basket and move very slowly. This. You need to refill ink, then just let go of the control stick and let me waste something to put more clearly. It's the same with our rollers anyway. You've probably seen it in another tutorial. They're watching this one first. Watch my ink tank here on my back. Now it gets used. Still. The refill already. Really nice safety net for rush. However, for teammates of this, the roll damage is only 125, so barely deals anything to Goldies pretty much. It's literally 1/4 of itself only. The teammates, please weaken Goldies. Because a full health Goldie will bounce this poor roller like literally off the map. You do not want that to happen. Because that will completely destabilize the wave. I've had this happen to me plenty times and it's the worst feeling. I really kinda do not wanna have the roller in my hands on freelance, honestly. Because this is always gonna happen and it feels horrible. I just wanna have someone else to have the roller and support them because that at least works. And yeah, this is... we play this on rush. Then seeking, get ahead of the Goldie, know how its path goes, and then some left and right with the stick, and when it takes turns, then correct with them. It's hard to explain, it's really just something you have to figure out. It's usually really hard to get stuck on the Goldie for extended periods of time. So if you like lose it after a second or so, worry about it, that's pretty average. But yeah, be ready for it, like have good pain, then you can maybe get ahead of it again and roll into it again. For another big chunk of damage. Yeah, hopefully you will get it popped every cycle with the help of your teammates that are also shooting at it. Then gorillas. Can do this to hit gorillas from the front as they're approaching for a little bit of chip damage for this. That's done. Once it's done, much don't bother with the gorilla, but just get out the small flies. You would with much all rollers really for obvious reasons. That, I believe, should be everything about the Flingza roller.